Hello, everybody. Hope you're having a great day today. Thanks for watching the launch of Tim Vasquez here at the On Air Media Network. Tell you what, I got a special surprise for you today. I know that a lot of people have not been to the House of Blues. And then the ones that have, there's like an area up there at the House of Blues that you're probably heard about but never been. Well, guess what? I got one of the big shots here in Dallas, Foundation Room. Jeremy Jones, he's a long, tall drink of water. He's a long, tall drink of water at the House of Blues. We're going to talk House of Blues, the Foundation Room, the business that they're bringing in, because they do a special event once a month. We definitely going to focus on that because it's going to help you become a better businessman. You are watching The Launch with Tim Vasquez.
3, 2, 1, 0, ignition, liftoff.
And here we go, another rollicking show today here on the launch of Tim Vasquez, heard every Friday here at the On Air Media Network. I'm so glad that you're part of this day today. I know we've had a July 4th. People are still kind of getting about, and maybe they took the whole week off, maybe not, but the ones that didn't, that are watching the show, and maybe you are off watching the show, and I hope you are. We've got a great guest this morning, and I love this guy to get. Jeremy Jones, he's the director of the Foundation Room Sales at the House of Blues. Now, what I wanted Jeremy on for is because it's not just about being the director of sales of the Foundation Room. It's a part of it, but it's also about the Foundation Room itself because they have an initiative that Jeremy has brought on board. And again, thank you so much for making this morning, Jeremy.
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't sleep last night. I was so excited to be here.
I was going to say, you got the beady eyes.
I do. It's like Christmas morning in here.
Thank you so much. That's why I tell people about the lives and having a Christmas morning. So the initiative that you brought in, it's called Business at Sunrise. And let's just go right into this, the topic of it.
Perfect.
You've been let's talk about your genesis of being this director of sales there, because you had other positions that brought you here, but you were like a little Oregon boy, weren't you?
I was a little Portland, Oregon boy before I moved out here to the South.
What do you think so far?
It took me a while to get used to it. Better looking women, hotter weather. Of course, I found my wife who's from out here, so that helped.
Right.
But I love it now. This is home. Dallas is home.
It is. And you've been here a few years now.
I've been here 6 years, 7 years.
Yeah, and you've been pretty good rise, by the way.
I have.
For since you've been here, because you were with a baseball team here in
town. I was with the Stars.
Oh, that's right.
The NHL team. Right. So I moved up here to work for the Stars. So I was with the Dallas Stars for 3 years. And then from the Dallas Stars, I went to the Mavs D-League team, and I was in charge of our corporate partnership area. So I went from hockey, which I didn't know a thing about, which I had to learn everything about. So I went from hockey to basketball, now with House of Blues.
How much did you know about basketball?
A lot, actually.
Yeah,
it
How tall are you?
I play a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm about 6'6" on a good day.
Yeah, pretty good. How difficult? Now, okay, this is interesting to me. It's going back that you went into a position and people are looking for jobs, and it's like, well, I'm not qualified. I'm not qualified. Well, it's not. This is not the job description. You came in not knowing anything about hockey.
I didn't know a thing. I really didn't. I wanted to work into sports very bad that I actually took a first interview with the Texas Rangers. I flew down to Texas just to get an interview with the Rangers. They said, if you fly down here, I'll give you a 5-minute interview. That 5-minute interview turned into an hour conversation, me getting along with the vice president at the Rangers, just having a great conversation. At the end of it, he goes, I'm not hiring, but I like you. And that ended up sending me over to the Stars. He had a good buddy that worked for the Stars. He goes, I'm going to go ahead and send you that way. And you are going to get an interview with the Stars. Flew back down here, took 3 interviews. A month later, I'm moving to Dallas.
Wow. Yeah. Well, it was a great setup then. So it wasn't necessarily, because I've heard people all the time say, well, it's about the connections for you, but it turned out that you did a really wonderful interview, despite the fact that you had they trusted you enough. What do you think was that skill set that turned the Stars made you go like, I want to hire Jeremy? What was it about, do you think?
I think they saw my motivation on how bad I wanted to work in sports. And a thing about working in sports, the worst thing you can say in an interview is, I love hockey. I know everything about hockey. I'm a diehard hockey fan. I know all the players. That's the worst thing you could say in an interview because they just think you're going to be a more of a fan than an actual employee. I came in and I go, look, I don't know a thing about hockey. You're going to have to teach me everything. And they go, you know what? That's okay. But they saw my motivation, and they saw that I was not ready to go home until they gave me a second interview.
Wow.
I literally said that in my interview. I go, I'm not flying home. I bought a one-way flight. I'm not flying home until I get a second interview.
So, and I think part of that, they were like going, okay, the kid's serious.
This kid's serious.
Yeah.
And they were going to hire a group of us, about 4 or 5 of us all at one time. And they said, we can't lose this kid. We got to bring him on.
Okay.
So 2 weeks later, they offered me the job.
Right.
Packing
So
my stuff, moving down here.
Wow, that's amazing. I think it's obviously commendable for you because obviously in the regard of, again, business is hiring. They don't take chances. Most businesses do not take chances.
Yep.
But you felt that the fact that it was the fact that you didn't know anything. And I would look at that as saying, like, I can mold this person the way I want them to be.
Exactly.
Was that the way that worked for you?
That's exactly what it was. I already had sales experience, so I basically sold them on my personality and my determination for this job. They said, we can train him the softwares that you have to use to go and sell hockey. He's going to learn hockey. He's an athlete, but we like his motivation and his determination. We're going to get him in.
So there's some love there for the Stars.
Absolutely.
So then you go to the D-League.
Then I go to the D-League.
And it was a bigger position for you.
It was a bigger position. I went from just account executive sales for the Stars, and then the D-League team offered me vice president of corporate partnership.
Wow.
So I went from just little old account executive, well, there was 10 of us, to being the top salesperson for the Mavs D-League team to reach out to me and say, we want you to take over our corporate partnership department.
And that worked out pretty good, too.
Yeah, it did. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I was there for about 1.5 years.
Wow. And so the calling came.
It did.
So what turned you to go into the restaurant business, event business?
The event business. Honestly, it was. I was tired of driving up to Frisco every day. I recently got a house downtown Dallas, and I mean, just the drive itself was. You get off work and you're like, oh, I'm not going to be home for about another hour and a half.
Because
so that's when I started started looking around, and I noticed being with the Mavs D-League team, you kind of compete with the Mavs. You're not really on the same team.
Interesting.
Which I thought was very interesting.
Yeah.
I wanted to eventually maybe stay in basketball, but get over to the Mavs. And this was kind of like we compete with each other.
Marketing-wise, and trying to all the billables and stuff is really
it was really interesting. And my old boss at the Stars is the one that reached out to me and goes, hey, I saw an awesome position open at House of Blues. It's obviously a huge venue. The venue's been around since 2007. I think you'd be great for this position. I know you're tired of traffic. I'm going to go ahead and get you an interview if you want it. Landed the interview, and a month later I got the job.
No kidding. But it's certainly no discourse against the D League, though.
Absolutely not.
Nothing,
nope.
because I mean, you know, some people would look at that it's a second string. We know that.
Absolutely.
But it's still a major league.
Absolutely.
You know, because these players are like moving up to the bigs.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'd say especially the Mavs D-League team, they actually had the most players per year move up to the NBA.
Oh, no kidding. Wow.
So I mean, just being around those players, watching them practice every day, you're watching NBA players.
It's something that you've loved.
Yeah.
Would you advise that and for people that are just looking? Is it just having a job, or is it having a job that you love, or is it really a job? I know people, you know, they punch the old, you know, time clock, you know, in the door at 8 o'clock, they got to start working, and you know, 5 o'clock they leave, and then every single day, it's working. To me, it's just working to live. You know, it's not having any fun.
Yep.
Your job was fun.
Fun, and it's been fun since the first day I got hired on the Stars, and it's still fun since I'm working at House of Blues. I know people say that you find a job you love and you don't work a day in your life.
Right.
I honestly feel that. I wake up excited to go to work, and I leave excited for the next day.
Yeah, and I know we've talked in the past about that, and you told me, and that really impressed me about you, about that fact, because God, it's such a grind for people, and it breaks my heart. It really breaks my heart. But people would say to you, well, Jeremy, gee whiz, you know, you're at the House of Blues. How bad can it be?
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, well, every job's got its ups and
absolutely.
downs.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, you go through your challenges too.
Absolutely.
You know, but the overall picture, the overall scheme of things, it's like, you know, it really ain't that bad. Your hours are different, though. I mean, they're not normal hours.
They're not normal hours. They were definitely not normal hours working in sports. I was in office all day, and then I would be at every single home game.
Right.
So in office all day, 8 to 5, go straight to the American Airlines Center, be at the game till midnight.
Right.
Entertain clients, saying hi to everyone. Music industry is a little different. The set list is different from night to night. Our main set list, say, on a Friday night, like tonight's show, they might come on at 6 o'clock. When a Saturday night show, they might come on at 10 o'clock. So luckily now, living close, I do a lot of, I can go back and forth quite a bit, which is really nice. I can work in the office all day. I do a lot of lunch meetings. I come back and forth. And if I am entertaining clients for a show that night, I can just go home, take the dog out, come back, and entertain a client.
Right, and it's still a full day, though, for you.
It's still a full day.
Yeah, I mean, because it just doesn't end with that.
No.
You still got the midnight, 10 p.m. sort of thing and stuff.
Absolutely. My email's always ringing, and clients are always calling.
Right. Now, I worked in sports for 20-plus years. I worked for CBS Sports and Fox Sports, and I could go on. There were no days off.
None.
That we don't get days off in sports. But again, it's something you love. You really don't mind it.
Exactly.
You know, it's something. But at the point, but we couldn't sleep in, though. You get to sleep in every now and then.
I get to sleep in every now and then, you know, because I'm technically my own boss at House of Blues. Yes, we have a GM and everything, but it's more of a relaxed environment than it ever was in sports. Sports is you keep track of your hours very well. Here at House of Blues, you work late, come a little later.
Right.
You know, you're trusted to get your hours are not getting counted. You're trusted to get your job done.
Right, and they give you that freedom for that.
Yep.
It's not really it doesn't seem that's micromanaged.
Not at all.
I know that not too long ago there was a big job fair at the House of Blues. Not too long ago.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking, holy cow, you know, I mean, if they're hiring, and I reposted that so people could get hired over it. None of my friends took it. You know, they should, because I want free tickets from those deadbeats. They didn't work with me. But the thing was, I thought, how cool. When I first started going to the House of Blues, you know, I heard about the Cambridge, I heard about the foundation, but I was just one of those people that didn't really. It's like, you know, I'd like to go behind the ropes.
What's up there?
Yeah, what is up there?
Yeah.
Cambridge, you know, I love the Cambridge room, by the way.
Yeah.
Tell people what the Cambridge is.
The Cambridge room is a room outside of the music hall. Obviously, our music hall is where all the main shows come in, right? It holds up 800, 1,200 people. The Cambridge room is a smaller room that any small up-and-coming artist band can come play on. I mean, it's standing room only, holds about 300-400 people. But what's cool about the Cambridge room is we've had a lot of big shows last minute that will want to come. I can remember before I started, someone told me a story about how Mumford & Sons wanted to play at the Cambridge room.
Wow.
I mean, they sell out the American Airlines Center.
Yeah.
I guess they were in town, and they reached out to us, and they wanted to play in front of 300 people at House of Blues.
Wow. It's not too shabby.
Yeah, not at all.
Does that happen all the time, by the way?
It doesn't. We get a big artist every now and then that will be in town, reach out to our talent buyers and just say, hey, can I play with you guys? Like, for example, we had, about a month ago, we had Snoop Dogg. Maybe 2 months ago. He was in town and goes, I want to play at your guys' music venue. And I think we canceled whatever show was that night and got Snoop Dogg in.
Wow. Not on how often it happens, but when it does, somebody like a Snoop Dogg or Mumford & Sons, you know, how does the word get out? I mean, is it a last minute
it's
thing?
out like that.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, as soon as our talent buyers announce it at House of Blues, it's obviously out with us, and then it's up to marketing to then put it out there.
They can just post.
They just post it out there.
And boom, it's done like that.
What's cool about my position is being in charge of our membership department is that we'll send an email out just to our members before it goes on any type of sale. Right. So members will get first right to purchase any tickets.
That's something I also want to talk about with that, because I think that's an amazing perk that you do have that. We've got a little video.
Cool.
Yeah,
let's watch it.
Yeah, let's watch this little video, and it's gonna show about the foundation room at the House of Blues, and we're gonna talk more about that. Like I said, Cambridge is something really cool, but again, let's talk a little bit more about the foundation room. So what do you think? I mean, that's what goes on in the foundation room. And so let's talk appearances, and let's talk, people and stuff, because people might think like, well, D-bags, only the D-bags go up there, and it's pretentious, and those perceptions are there, and we know that. I mean, I have found it's not the case.
Not the case at all.
It's absolutely not the case. When I first went, the very first time I ever went to the foundation was a couple of years ago, and I was lucky to be invited to go up there, and I realized it's like, okay, yeah, it's a mini club, it's a nightclub, kind of cool, but there was none of the, oh, Murphy, you absolutely look fabulous tonight, Bartholomew, you might have another martini cocktail, and oh, I just closed $1 million deal today. None of that.
It's really not.
No, it's really not. It's really. Yeah, it's people that can afford the membership, and relatively speaking, it's kind of a bargain. I think the things that you get, the perks, and all those things, but it's none of that. The times I've been, and I don't go that often. I go when I get a chance, but I'm like going. I love going there because of the fact there's not that pretentiousness. I've not felt it. The bartenders are great. By the way, big props to Chris, the doorman.
He's great.
Oh my gosh, just the best.
He really is.
And I could do a whole show about Chris. Just Chris, it's all about you, buddy. So hope you see this, by the way, so you remember when I come back next time. Yeah, but it's overall. It starts there at the door.
Yeah,
starts at the door, and it goes all the way to the whole area. And the bartenders are great. Now here's the thing I thought was funny. I've seen some bands up there. And I've seen a mix of bands that I've seen, the DJs doing the scratching and stuff. I've seen some rock bands up there. But the thing that kind of blew me away one time, I saw like these kids, still in high school. They're playing, a little private show for the parents and family members and stuff. And I thought, well, that's the cutest thing.
Yeah.
But it was talent. And so this is where I'm going with this. There's not been a lack of talent to perform at the Foundation Room or Cambridge or anything to do with the House of Blues. You guys are such a melting pot of ideas and music and stuff. It's never been a singular force of we're only playing this. I think that's part of the popularity. No pretentiousness. Yep. It's not uppity. And again, yeah, you're going to see those. You're going to see those people, but when you talk to them, they're really not. They're just regular people like I'm a regular Joe. And they're like, hey, how you doing, buddy? You want a beer? And I'm like, wow.
You want a cold one?
Yeah, I want a cold one? Yeah, you don't have Lone Star. Yeah, so.
It's very business casual. We try to put it off that way. We try to make it feel like a membership, but not a stuffy membership.
Yeah.
There's a difference between the high-end dollar clubs in Dallas, which there are. When you go in, you're going to have to wear a suit and be clean-shaved and look good and shake hands the best you can.
Right.
The Foundation Room is more, business casual. You're off work. Come enjoy a cocktail. Come enjoy a beer before you go to your concert.
Right.
And what we do with music in the Foundation Room is we try to make it whatever is playing downstairs. If it's a country artist playing downstairs, we try to match that upstairs because we know that's who's coming, right?
Right.
So if our members that are coming to the country show, they're going to come up, hang out in the Foundation Room before. We kind of get them warmed up with, and maybe we'll put an acoustic guy up there singing country.
Right.
So we match it with whatever is downstairs in the music hall.
So let's just address that real quick. Tonight, you got a George Strait tribute band.
We do.
So Jeremy, in the kindness of his heart, 10 tickets. You can give away 10 tickets for that, and I can have them. You can contact me you know what? Let them go straight to you. Give them your email address so they can contact you.
Let's do it. It is Jeremy Jones at livenation.com. Easy as that.
Yeah, and Jeremy, Jeremy, Jones spelled Jones, but Jeremy, Jeremy Jones at livenation.com. And so, first people that want these tickets,
I got 10.
Yeah, I got 10. And so, again, it's country tonight.
Yeah.
Do you cater? And by the way, it's a restaurant up there also. It's not just a bar.
No, it's
not just a little music stage area. It's not just a DJ, but there's a restaurant that's off to the side.
We got our own separate dining.
That was interesting to me too. I didn't realize that. But as a perk again, as being a foundation member, you get those perks.
Yeah, absolutely.
So tell me about the restaurant end of it.
So downstairs is like our typical Southern barbecue, which is the main restaurant. Anyone off the streets can walk up on and eat any given time we're open, right? The foundation room is a separate dining, so it's a little more of a fine dining than downstairs Southern Barbecue. But when you're up there before the show, enjoying a beer, enjoying a cocktail, you can order a different menu than what is downstairs.
Yeah,
we have our own separate chef up there that does a great job.
Yeah.
You're up there. It's like a totally different feel than the main restaurant.
And it really is, and there's more privacy. There's little booths and there's privacy
Absolutely.
there, so you can have those type of
absolutely.
conversations and stuff. Now this kind of goes into, you got the restaurant, you've got the bar, you got the band, you got this little private club, but once a month you kind of open it up for everybody.
Yeah.
Anybody can come in. Now I do want to talk about some of the perks with the foundation room, because I think that the perks are, but I really want to talk about this business initiative that you started. So once a month, if you've always wanted to go to the House of Blues and go to the foundation room and don't have to worry about the VIPs and the red velvet rope and, you know, behind the curtain thing, you can go once a month, because they open it up for business people that watch my show are business people. Tell me about Business at Sunrise and the initiative, why you started that, and just the genesis. What is all this?
So when I first took the job being director of sales of the foundation room at House of Blues, I kind of thought about myself first. I go, okay, I've been living in Dallas about 4 to 5 years before I got this job. Why personally have I not been eager to go to the foundation room in House of Blues? Why have I not? So I kind of looked at it that way from the outside in, saying, okay, how do we get people in the building? The foundation room is such a unique room. There's nothing like it in Dallas. I mean, it's very unique. So when I first started, with my job, kind of thinking of ideas like this, I was like, this foundation room is great. What can I do to get something started in here? Me being a network mind, I'm always going to all these different networking events. I go, I'm going to have one here. So I was like, I'm going to start a generic business morning networking event.
Right.
And morning, because the most successful serious people are up in the morning, right? They get their coffee and they want to come network.
Right.
So I started this, and I was like, I'm gonna start it about once a month. So we do the second Wednesday of every month from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. Our chef makes homemade breakfast tacos. We invite like-minded business people that just want to come network. We have a host who is Dean Lindsay. He helps gets the speakers. So what we do is he'll come kind of be the host, MC. He'll introduce the speaker. We'll have a speaker come talk for 25, 30 minutes, and then everyone that shows up enjoys the breakfast, and then it turns into a generic, here's my card, generic networking event for everyone.
And there's been a lot of great networking there.
A lot.
Here's the other part that I thought was just amazingly cool about this. It's, again, the non-pretentiousness there. But you've got C-level executives that are going to this, and C-level type speakers that you're seeing for free.
Yeah.
Like, so recently, what blew me away was Ron White. The memory. He was just on Fox and Friends this past week, memorizing the Afghanistan wall, and it just blew me away. But the way he talks business and the motivation. Dr. Darren Martin, Mike Muni, Dean Lindsay, obviously. But the myriad of speakers. You had Larry North just recently. Kate Delaney's coming up next week.
Yeah, next Wednesday.
Yeah, and Kate's got an amazing story, but it just blows me away that the city of Dallas is they're real particular about where they're going to go and who they're going to hang with and stuff.
Exactly.
And but this is kind of like if you got something to bring, it's the networking.
Absolutely.
You're going to meet amazing people. And you may not make something contact like right at the moment, but eventually, because there's there's a friend of mine. It's not a friend of mine. He's with the Texas Rangers, a sales guy with the Texas Rangers. Yeah. And I didn't know him from Shinola not too long ago, but we turned out we had a lot of things in common, business-wise and also sports-wise, and people that we knew together. So it's like we've made that contact. We've done some things. What has been in your experience? And by the way, you can go to meetup.com to sign up for this. Yeah. So it's not just like you have to go to the House of Blues, which, you want them to. Jeremy Jones at livenation.com, email him. He'll send you the information. There's a plug for you. There we go. But then you can also go to meetup.com and sign up there. So the room, how many people? I mean, you can't bring thousands there.
Can't bring thousands. I'll tell you, when I first started my first networking event, month 2 of my job, I'm going to start this networking event, and I'm going to get 50 people to show up the first time. My first networking event, I got a fellow from Club Corp to come speak. I had 5 people show up. 5 people. I go, wow, is this going to work? This is early. I'm starting already putting all these doubts and thoughts in my head.
Yeah.
Second one, 15 people. Third one, 30 people. Fourth one, 40 people. And then now it's consistently once a month, I average anywhere from 35 to 60 people.
And it's a solid number with that. But it's solid people.
Solid people. I mean, like you said, it's all C-class executives. We have presidents, CEOs. I mean, it's great company that are coming, great conversations, great time to network. And we've now that we've been doing it for about a year and a half now, we get the same core group of about 20, 25 people show up, which is awesome seeing those people, but we get new faces in there every month, which is great.
Don't be intimidated by the fact when you're C-level executive or C-class executives. Don't be intimidated. And so, well, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a small business owner, and, I don't, what can I bring to something like this? You'll do your 30-second presentation, 30, 45 seconds. They don't really time it, but they really want to keep it tight. But I would tell people, don't be intimidated by something like this, because if you're at a particular level of business and you want to break out of that, you want to go to a higher level, you've got to go to the higher level type people to meet and maybe, become friends with or contact with or share information with, because you can't stay at the same level. You can't, because you'll never get anywhere. You'll flatline, and it's just the mundane and the same. Take the chance. It doesn't cost anything. That's the other thing that blew me away.
It's free.
It's free. It was like the first time I went, and our mutual friend Jeff McKissick, who he spoke also, he told me about this, and I said, man, I'm not doing these meetup things. I'm not doing these morning things anymore. I just don't. He says, no, you got to come to this. He goes, like, even you would be invited. I said, well, then it's a low-class place.
Something.
It really is. It's like, that's low class then. But I've always wanted to go to the foundation room. I've always wanted to see what all that's part of. But I thought the fact that you're putting this together for business, I thought, well, how really cool is that? Because that's thinking outside the box, and I'm all about that. So I went. And first time I went, I met a bunch of people. And I thought, this is amazing. This is just amazing. Everybody should be going to something like this. Because, I'm an entrepreneur too. I'm not a C-level executive. But I've made C-level executive friends that have been on this show now because of that, and I really like that. But golly, I think for some people it might be the intimidation thing, because I know it was for me. To me, there's a mystique about the foundation room or the House of Blues and all the intricacies that are involved with all this stuff. And you're the first guy there. This is what really impressed me. You're opening the doors for people. Hi, how are you? You're outside in the middle of winter. You're out there helping people in and stuff. You're not the stay in the back, and when you get in there, then they come. You're out there shaking those hands and making people move their cars that they need to. So I've seen that. That deserved it. We want to stand in line for Mumford & Sons. No, you can't. We got a business meeting here. Oh, we hate you. And then they see how tall you are. Oh, we love you. So
give me a big old hug.
But I think that also says something about the character of the House of Blues, at least here in Dallas. I'm sure it's everywhere else. But the architecture and management, and I'm a big believer in this. If there's a jerk manager or jerk owner, he's going to hire the same type of people to run the company. And I don't see that with the House of Blues. I've seen people there, like the guy who works the main, the manager for the main concert hall. I look at him and I think he's a scrub-a-dub. He's not anybody I would like, but he's a great guy.
Great guy.
And I'm just thinking, okay, that's management, that's architecture. The people are all this. It's a good mix of people. It's a great mix of people, and so you hire like-minded people to do good things. And like I said, when I saw you up there, out there in the front, in the front of the door, and helping people in, and here's some tickets, and come on back, and why do people not come back?
Because it's early.
Okay,
I really think that might be. I mean, especially for people not just in the downtown area. Some people that are coming from Addison, Frisco, Allen, suburbs. I mean, they got to wake up at 5 a.m. to make it. So I mean, I guess it is tough with some people and families when school gets going, taking their kids to school and whatnot. I mean, that morning can get in the way.
Right.
A lot of that morning is personal time for people, but a lot of the core group that we are having now are all downtown people. Okay. I mean, they're all local downtown businesses.
Well, I don't. Well, okay. I'm not. I think I'm one of the core. Excuse me, but I know there's a few of us that are not inside that area.
Yeah, absolutely.
And because of that, I'll tell you what it is for me. It's the worth. it takes me 2 hours to get there, and it's worth it to me because the people I meet and the speakers and the ideas I get from marketing, from these speakers and from the other people I talk to, that's important for me. I'm willing to sacrifice sleep
once a month.
And that's the point.
Once a month.
12 times a year.
Exactly.
Think it like that. 12 times a year,
Yeah.
I'm going to make my business better.
Exactly.
I went to a presentation one time, and a good friend, Scott Schilling, we know Scott, was doing this presentation in Irving, and I'll tell you where I'm going with this. So Scott did this amazing presentation, and it was set up for another thing that was in downtown Dallas at an early morning time. And this guy, after the meeting, and I'm back there, and it was like this. The guy goes, man, I don't know if I can make it that early. That's just at 7 a.m. and find that downtown traffic. I just don't know. And all I could think to myself was, really, Sparky? You're not going to better yourself because you don't want to fight traffic for the one time a year that this could really help your business out? And you're not going to, and it was free, by the way. The event was free.
Yeah.
You had to pay $10 for parking. I don't want to pay $10 for parking. Then,
Come on.
what's your return on investment? So and that's my point with this, what you do in the morning. Yeah, is it convenient for people that live in McKinney? Is it convenient for people that live in Fort Worth? Is it convenient for people that live, in Hillsborough? No. But is it convenient for you to build your business?
Absolutely.
That's a big yes. I'm willing to spend 12 times a year to invest in my business, to make my business better.
And I can't tell you how many times people after have came up to me or emailed me a week later and said, wow, because of that connection, I was able to ... I was able to do this. I was able to get on this guy's show. I was able to do business with him.
Yeah.
I mean, just the connection from that group that have, from a year and a half of connecting people. I mean, it's awesome to hear the stories of people that met in the room.
Right. It's a myriad of people too,
Yeah.
though. Again, I talk about C-level executives, and I'm not, so I'm going to say this, but it's not really, I'm not saying anything bad, but there was a guy that was a plumber there, and he's come a few times. And I remember thinking, I said, boy, this guy's really cool, because it's like, I think some people kind of like, he's a plumber. Guess what? Everybody needs his services.
Everyone.
And I guarantee he's made some connections in that regard of people that I'm sure that can afford to pay a little bit more for him.
Absolutely.
So that's what I thought was really cool. So and again, I'm just saying plumber, but golly, you'd be a talk show host. Well, there's the worst job of all. We never know if we're gonna have a job the next day or not. So that's been the issue. Is that it's reaching out. It's not the reaching out, but it's the I don't want to wake up early in the morning. Have you thought about changing times or what? I mean, what's coming?
Now that it's just continued to grow and grow and grow, I thought about changing times at first when I first started, and it was
five people, yeah.
10 people, and I heard a couple complaints, especially House of Blues itself. I mean, people show up at noon and work till midnight. I mean, the entertainment industry, you were up all night. So when I first came up with this idea, I had a couple people saying, I don't know, it's a little early, especially for people to help create the opportunity to help work it with me, right? We need the chef to come. He might do an SEO, a private event that night, be there at midnight. He has to come back and make me breakfast tacos for everyone the next morning. So, I got a lot of kind of no's at first, like, I don't know, maybe think about doing a later time. I've gone to so many happy hours from typical 5 to 6, 6 to 8. Yes, they're good, but I've also seen a lot of people go just for the drinks, more casual. I'm gonna get an appetizer. I'm gonna more have fun. And I've also been to morning groups that, for some reason, just attracts a lot more of a serious crowd, a motivational crowd. I mean, you're getting up early. You're determined to do something, right? Even if it's once a month. So that's why I've stuck with this morning crowd, and it's been now consistent enough that I don't ever think about changing it.
Oh, that's good then. And again, now that it's at this point, that crowd probably would, you'd have pitchforks and fires coming after you if you change the time. Because of that. And it's a great way to start the day. I mean, if you go to it's 7 to 8. You'll be in your office by 8:30, 9 o'clock if you need to.
You're up, already going. Brain working.
Let's go. Make money. Make money. Take some of the advice that some of these guys gave you. So let's put a little bonus to this whole thing. It's not just having breakfast. It's and you love the network, you love the breakfast, and you love the friendships you make, you love the business connection you make. But guess what? They also give away things. They give away tickets to concerts, and they may do a drawing for a dinner. So it's yeah, that's an incentivizer.
Yeah. My favorite part is the tour I offer after.
Yeah.
People love that.
We'll talk about that.
Yeah, it's really the only time you're going to see House of Blues dark, meaning literally nothing going on. It's that early, right? Everyone's just packing up their stuff 2 hours later, headed home. So I always offer a tour after. Everyone that's been there, new faces, old faces, I get up and say, again, this is the only time you're going to see the venue dark. I would love to offer you a tour and talk to you about membership. So this has turned into a great lead generation aspect for me because there's new people coming into the foundation room every day saying, how do I get a part of this? This is great. And then when I offer a tour, I'm able to show them around. It's not loud craziness going around everywhere. I'm able to talk about membership and pitch membership while I'm giving this private tour, basically.
Right.
So if you've never seen, House of Blues, never came, you're not only getting the network and the free breakfast, free coffee, but free stuff we give away. Right. But also I can offer a free tour, which is awesome.
And again, your generosity is huge. And I'm not saying this happens every time you do a tour or something, but maybe somebody's gotten a membership, and you know what? You send them a little gift card. Here you go. Here's something extra for you.
Exactly.
Which I thought was, and I haven't gotten one of those yet. I'm not asking for one, but I know, right?
There it is.
There's my card, everybody. Yeah, thanks, Jeremy, you deadbeat. So, but I think what's cool also, because we've got mutual friends, and they talk about like the brunch. Dean loves the brunch.
He loves the gospel brunch on Sundays.
The gospel brunch, and it's like here's a discount for the gospel brunch, and things like that. The standards of the House of Blues is obviously not. You're not going to get bad service. You're not going to get bad food. You're not going to have a bad experience. And and on the odd occasion, somebody's not happy. But I would say 99% of the time,
you're going to leave happy.
Yeah, yeah, and the gospel brunch is part of that.
Absolutely.
What are the other parts of the House of Blues and certainly your membership, being a VIP, and what are some of the perks? I guess basically.
So I would say the top 2 or 3 perks that I always like to talk about is our concierge service. Once you are a member, you have a full-time concierge service in-house that takes care of everything for you. So you're going to get a pre-sale email with anything that comes out House of Blues related. So you're going to get an email saying, hey, these 3 shows just got announced. You as a member, you get first rights to all of our shows. All you got to do is email our concierge back. Her name is Alexandra. All you got to do is email her back and say, hey, as a member, grab me 2 of those, grab me 4 of those. We print the tickets off for you. We leave them at the foundation room entrance for you. So you don't have to worry about forgetting your tickets. You don't have to worry about any of that. So I think a concierge service is a huge perk.
And don't call her Alex.
Don't call her Alex. Alexandra.
yeah, don't call her Alex.
Yeah, so I think that's a huge perk. Not only that is...
But let me interrupt real quick. It's not just the House of Blues we're talking about. This is Live Nation
that's
we're talking about.
That's what I was just going into.
Okay.
Great minds think alike.
Okay.
There we go. So now that we're owned by Live Nation, or we've been owned by Live Nation, you not only get House of Blues tickets, our top tier membership, you get offered all of our holds to any other Live Nation venue. So for example, American Airlines Center, Justin Timberlake's in town. Soon as that got announced, our members got an email saying Justin Timberlake is about to come to the American Airlines Center. You as a member, do you want to purchase our holds? Which our holds are right next to the section. You can't beat them. They're amazing.
Right.
And you get first opportunity to purchase those. So, and then again, our concierge prints the tickets off for you. We can mail them to you. We can leave them at the entrance for you. I mean, it's basically a membership for anyone that enjoys any type of exclusivity in a room, which is the foundation room, and then just for music lovers in general.
Yeah.
If you go to 1 or 2 concerts a month, I mean, why not become a member? Because then you're getting literally a concierge to do everything for you.
Right, and it's not, by the way, and it's not just the paid services. It's not just the paid concerts. On that email list that they send you, here's what's coming up. Oh, we got some free shows, by the way. And you get first dibs at those. While everybody else is paying, you get first dibs at those shows.
Absolutely.
That's, again, me being the cheapskate that I am. I love that part of it.
Yeah,
I'll take the free shows. Like tonight, George Strait. Get a hold of Jeremy Jones at livenation.com. He's giving away tickets to that, 10 tickets. So first come, first serve in that regard. Yeah. So if you're in, you're in. If you don't, you won't. And simple as that. So it's things like that. Infinite Journey is coming in later on in July, and they're playing with another tribute. Infinite Journey has been voted the best Journey tribute band in the country, and they're based here in Dallas, and they're doing a dual show with an NXS tribute band. And if you go to Facebook, I'm pitching them right now, but go to Facebook on Infinite Journey, and you'll be able to get free tickets from them to go see them at the House of Blues. In fact, when I was talking to Jeremy before the show, I got a phone call from the people from Infinite Journey saying, "Hey, look, we're picking up tickets today, so have them go on our Facebook page and get free tickets." That's what I think is also cool about the House of Blues.
Awesome.
That for bands to promote themselves. Here's a set of tickets for you guys.
Absolutely.
Come on, just give them out and stuff.
Yeah,
give them
absolutely.
out and stuff.
Another favorite perk of mine too about the membership is our member parties. Those are a blast.
I haven't been yet.
You got to come. We have one coming up at the end of this month, actually. I believe it's July 28th, that Saturday. We have a couple small member parties every month, but we have a big member party that we go all out once a quarter. And this once a quarter is coming up in a month. So what we do, we invite all our members. It's our biggest member turnout. We average about half of the members that will come out. They'll bring guests, all-inclusive food and drinks for a couple hours. And we do a different theme every time. We've done casino night. We brought real tables, real dealers out.
Wow.
Play casino games for 2 hours. This next one we're calling the Foundation Room Classic. We're bringing in 9 different putt-putt holes throughout the whole foundation room. Come up, play some golf, enjoy free drinks, free food. We just do fun stuff like that.
That is fun.
Yeah.
And you said that so as a member they can bring guests, and then the guests you're like, they're gonna like, oh my gosh, we got to be a part of this.
Exactly.
We love this.
Yep. Members love. That's my favorite sale right there is a member referral.
What's the toughest sale for you then in all this? What's the pushback when people are saying, hey Jeremy, we like this, but so what's the but?
The but is we just don't have the time really. I get a lot of, I took a lot of my old clients from sports that I used to sell season tickets to, company season tickets to, that enjoyed that. The thing about sports is it's only a season and then you get a break.
Right.
Music, people think, oh, it's year-round. Well, you have a show 3 times a week. We just don't have the time for that. They think they have to go to every show, which you don't. You pick and choose what you want to come to. An average member maybe comes to 1 or 2 shows a month, and that's a lot for them. Right. So I think I get a lot. My biggest pushback is either, no, it's just not in our budget, or we just don't have the time for it this year.
Okay, so in the budget, that's interesting to me because it's not that much. I think if you add up what it costs to pay for a show, if you go twice a month and you're paying for all that, and you put that whole year thing, we're talking into the thousands of dollars.
Oh yeah,
thousands. In this regard, you're not quite paying that. I need a cough button, just like my old radio days, because I feel a cough coming up. Can you turn my mic off for just a minute? Lordy, I can probably still with you, Jeremy. There we go, professional. There we go, I'm back. Thank you so much. Gee whiz. Yeah, I'm getting so excited talking about this. I know. So to me, again, the buying a membership is cheaper than getting a whole, than spending money for all the shows. But it's all the bonuses, though.
It's all the little things that you don't see. Exactly.
I think the fact of having a concierge service.
It's huge.
Membership's not that much. Let's just go and say what the price is for membership.
Well, we have 2 different tiers. We have a local one. That means you're just coming to Dallas House of Blues. That's called our select level membership. That's about $1,500 for the year. We give you options to pay up front or do monthly payments. We have a national membership that means you're a member at every single venue. So if you travel Vegas, New Orleans, any of our other House of Blues locations, you're a member and get all those perks at those locations.
And you bring somebody with you.
And you can bring someone with you.
Yeah.
So I sell a lot of those to businesses because they love entertaining clients and able to, hey, here's 2 tickets for the show tonight, bring a guest, or they love entertaining and bringing a guest up to the foundation room and then going to the show, right? And that top tier, that signature membership is about $3,200 for the year.
I think that the first tier level, the $1,500, more than worth it.
Absolutely.
More than worth it.
More than worth it.
And since you do a payment plan, that's really cool too.
Really cool, yeah. Man, what's $121 a month? Just cut back to Starbucks and you're good.
Oh, okay. That for some people, you just blasphemed yourself.
I did. That's me, so I can say that.
Yeah. I'm sure your wife's like, no, honey, don't say that.
Well, when she spends that much too on her coffee, then we double that.
Yeah.
So cut out the coffee and go ahead and get yourself a membership.
Yeah, it's nothing much. Jeremy Jones at LiveNation.com.
There it is.
The fun part is the music. I mean, I think that's what the House of Blues is about. It's about the music.
About the music.
I think again, a perception. It's blues, you know. For the longest time, I think people are just blues, and it's not that. I mean, you've had Billy Idol there, and, you know, and other bands, and so it's a George Strait, you know, tribute band, you know, all sorts of music. So as the House of Blues turned into that that mid-range venue. It's not AAC, but it's not Bomb Factory. But it's a national touring venue. You know you're going to get really quality, top-notch entertainment there.
Absolutely.
Oh, and it's also comedy acts too.
Absolutely.
You know, so it's not just music.
Not just music. Yeah, we do all sorts of entertainment. But yeah, we expect, I'd say a top tier big show once a month, once every other month. And then we get a lot of locals, a lot of tributes, which our members love. Our members love our tribute shows. I mean, I went to one the other day. I was entertaining a client. It was a Michael Jackson tribute band. And watching him on stage, it was like I was watching Michael Jackson.
Wow.
Dance like him, sang like him, dress like him. It was unreal. So some of these tribute bands are just unreal how they
Dallas
perform.
is certainly, I mean, it's full of them. And it got amazing musicians here. I was having a conversation with some people, and they're like, we love doing the tribute music because everybody comes to the tribute music stuff. I said,
Absolutely.
yeah. So what is, are there any surprises in the near future that the House of Blues or you guys, the Foundation Room, Jeremy Jones, any little, you know, it's like secret thing, not secret things, but anything coming up that is like we're working on something and you could spill a little beans about it, or any besides the 9-hole golf course?
Yeah,
at the end of the month?
other than that party coming up end of the month, nothing crazy that I can spit out right now.
Okay,
that
so
I
you
can
got
think
some.
of.
So you got some stuff.
I got some stuff,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's still a little underground.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. Okay.
Yeah.
If what the easiest way to get a hold of you is Jeremy Jones at livenation.com. And once they sign up, they get the concierge. She starts sending them emails with all the shows, and I think what's so cool that you'll see free shows listed on that. And it's every night. So when's the foundation hours? What are the hours?
We are open. We are not open on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. And then on Wednesday through Saturday, we are open from 6 p.m. to about 2 a.m.
Okay.
So it's the lounge that you are going to come up and enjoy before the show. So
Right.
if the show starts at 8, 9, you get there around 7, come up to the foundation room as a member. You and your guests are going to greet with a glass of champagne every single time. You grab your booth, you order dinner, order some drinks, you hang out there as long as you want, and you go straight to your seats, which seats are saved. We save a certain amount of seats just for members. So not only you're getting good seats, as a member, you're getting the best seats in the house.
So on the floor level, it's just general admission. People are just standing around.
Yep.
There's but there is a VIP.
There is a separate VIP section that we have about 28 tables. As a member, you get first rights to purchase those tables. But the balcony seats upstairs, about the first 3-4 rows, are what we have on hold just for members.
Okay.
So as a member, you're getting one of those best balcony seats, and you can upgrade to a VIP table if you like.
Yeah, and I love both aspects of it, being in the balcony and also the VIP seats. I think that's another thing that people don't realize about the House of Blues, certainly in the big rooms, that you can get a VIP seat in the main room to watch the bands playing, and you get table service. You get the waitresses come on by and stuff. So that's really cool. Also, instead of fighting the people to go to the bar and give me a drink.
Give me a drink.
Yeah, gotta wait, Sparky.
A cool thing about the whole venue, you'll see foundation room membership only signs. So when you're a member, you got a fancy little member card, is that you walk through the whole venue, you flash that member card, you're going to be the next one to get seated. You're going to be the next one to get a drink. So there's certain members that they love telling you they're a member.
Right.
They'll go up to you and be like, let me skip the lines. I'm a member.
Right.
Get out of my way. You're not a member. So we have members that definitely love telling you a member, which they deserve it. You're a member at House of Blues. You should get treated that way.
Right, but they're not these d-bags about it.
Not at all.
No, they're not d-bags.
No.
It's kind of funny.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
kinda
they joke
doing that.
about it.
Yeah, they joke about
Yeah.
it. Speaking of jokes, so what happens now? It's behind the scenes with House of Blues and stuff. So what goes on behind the scenes with when you're trying to set up an event? What goes into, like, because I know every now and then the foundation room is like closed for private parties.
It is. We have a separate events team that handles all that.
Okay, so that's outside.
So we have an events team that handles all the events at House of Blues. My team is in charge of the membership, bringing new members in.
Okay.
But yeah, we have an events team. I mean, they call it an SEO, a private event. I mean, they have one a couple times a week. So sometimes the foundation room will be closed for a private event,
Right.
a birthday party, a business outing, whatnot. They can rent out the restaurant, the Cambridge room. I mean, we have a lot of events, quite a bit. The House of Blues is a great venue for that.
Let's talk about the upcoming business at Sunrise. Kay Delaney.
Hey, Delaney.
So she's spoken before. So when is it? The hours, and then we'll talk a little bit more about that.
Okay. It is next Wednesday.
The 13th.
The 13th. It is from 7 to 8 a.m. You show up around 6:45, 7. You're going to come up to the foundation room entrance. You're going to take the elevator up to the foundation room, and then that's when we have our breakfast set up. We'll have some fruit plates. We'll have some breakfast tacos. You mingle for a little bit. We'll introduce the speaker. He'll start talking around 7:15. He'll be done speaking right before Kay Delaney. She'll be done speaking right before 8, and then you feel free. That's when I offer a tour. And then you feel free to hang out as long as you want in the foundation room.
I think what's neat about that it's the pre-setup because again the regulars that are going, they're all saying hi to each other, but everybody's approachable.
Yeah.
I think that's another thing. It could be intimidating. Let me just be very upfront about that. This could be intimidating because if you've never been before and there's a bunch of strangers there, don't be scared about approaching people. That happens all the time. And you shake your hand and they see the goodwill in the morning. I think it's really cool. Despite what you might think about me, I tend to be a wallflower. I stand in the back quite a bit. I do, and it's just, but I like observing. I like watching, and but golly, just to see the mix of people that are really talking and stuff. But that's where you're going to start making your business connections. And don't go once. My goodness, don't go once. Now that my mind's ADHD just kicked in, when you go to the House of Blues, don't go up the stairs. The foundation room is a private entrance on the side. I mean, it's still in the front, but it's on the side. So.
Yep, on the west side of the building.
Yeah, west side of the building.
That's when you see me out there yelling at people where to park, how to park. And
you told me. I yelled back.
Yeah.
In language that wasn't very Christian, but I'll just tell you it's funny for me to say. So you shut up, you.
Yep.
And you'd be some of the people that you'll meet there. I think this is the other cool part. You'll meet the other people that have spoken there before, and they're just so unassuming. But there's no haughtiness, no pretentiousness. I mean, and I'm looking at some of the people that could be, I'm Mike Muni, and I co-invented ACT, and I made a worldwide influence.
Worldwide influence.
Worldwide influence.
And he's
the most approachable guy.
Oh, yeah,
the nicest guy in the whole world.
What I think says something about business at Sunrise is, like what you just said, all the speakers that have spoke, they come back and attend.
Yeah.
That says something.
Yeah.
I could see, an average networking event, if a speaker talks and he's out. It's a one-time thing. These speakers are coming back every single time because they enjoyed speaking it, and now they enjoy the people they met.
Absolutely. I just, again, amazing, tremendous, cool thing. Jeremy, I'm going to keep you seated here. Boy, that's English for you here in Texas, and I'm going to keep you seated right here. Okay, I've got an event coming up.
Okay.
So I want to talk about that for a little bit because it's all about me, Circle of 10 right now. But let's go through again. If you get a hold of Jeremy Jones at livenation.com, Jeremy Jones at livenation.com, he can hook you up with a membership. You can do it in payments. I think it's so cool. It's $1,500, but you can do it in payments. And what you'll get out of all that, think about the shows, think about the acts. If you just pay for the shows, let's say you go twice a month and you got 4 people that are going for the shows, that pays for that whole month just for the tickets. But the bonus is it's going to the foundation room and having the perks of the private parties and all these really cool things and bringing your friends up to the foundation room. My goodness, it pays much more for itself than just the standard what you think this is the price. And you'll take advantage of it. Trust me, you'll absolutely take advantage of it. So I just, like I said, so cool. So now about me.
Yay.
Again, Jeremy Jones, thank you so much.
Of course.
You're the best. I really appreciate it. So I really do.
Awesome. It's been great.
Thank you. All right. So for those in the know on meetup.com, at the Dallas SEO Interactive Marketing Meetup Group, the Dallas SEO Interactive Marketing Meetup Group, on the 13th, I'm doing a presentation on SEO hacks. And the room is about, 3/4 full right now. I tend to generally fill out the room whenever I speak. And so you want to go to meetup.com, go to Dallas SEO Interactive Marketing. That's the group that's hosting this. It's up in West Plano, East West Plano, way up north. I'll just say by the Shops of Legacy. There you go. There you can go. You see the meetup right there. And my subject is, see how you can use SEO hacks and not look like one of the Three Stooges. What I'm going to be doing is giving you these tips and tricks to help you for your business that might be time consuming for you. I've got a lead generation hack that you're absolutely going to love. I've got a social media hack that's going to save you a lot of time. It's from Buffer, and it's a semi-private tool to use that Buffer has, but not a lot of people know about it. So you can use Buffer in this particular tool. I'm working with a company right now. There's a startup, And I'm trying to get access to this. If I get access to this particular bit of information that I can share with you guys, what it's an influencer marketing tool, and it's coming from a startup. And I've asked for permission. If I could get permission, I'm going to give this away. This tool's worth thousands of dollars in its development and stuff. I'm going to be able to give this away for free on the 13th, and it will change the way you do marketing. It is an influencer tool. And I'll explain a little bit more when you go to the presentation. Anybody that goes to my presentation will get the tool. Anybody that doesn't go, I'm not giving it away online. It's going to be just specifically for that tool. So it's so the meeting. Okay, I gave the wrong date, but the meeting is Tuesday, July the 10th, 7 to 9 p.m. at Improving. Now it's a $5 cover to go in, but you get pizza, you get drinks, soft drinks. You'll get to network with a lot of other SEO, social media, like-minded people. It's just so much fun. And the group again is Dallas SEO Interactive Marketing Meetup Group. Tuesday, July the 10th, 7 to 9 p.m. at Improving. It's at the northwest corner of Legacy and Hedgecox, across the street from the Dr. Pepper Snapple building. And I just was blown away when I found this tool. And again, you don't want to be one of the Three Stooges. You can see them trying to sell something, and it's tough for them. But now they've got the tools in order to sell. I'm going to give you the tools in order to sell. Now, another friend of mine, and gosh, Iggy, how long is this video that I've got?
About 2.5 minutes.
Okay, great. Then we'll have time to play this. Then we'll wrap up the show. Neil Patel, it's got a great SEO hack for you. Let's go ahead and run that video and pay attention to this. It's a really cool, one simple hack to build hundreds of backlinks to your site.
You're writing content, but no one's linking to you. Are you doing something wrong? You probably are. And that's okay. I've been there too. Hey everyone, I'm Neil Patel, and today I'm going to share with you how to create content that generates a lot of backlinks. See, here's the thing. There's a lot of amazing informational articles out there. From blog posts on marketing, to yoga, to cooking. There's pretty much information on everything. And because of that, people aren't really gonna link to you. Yeah, the people who have been doing this for 5-10 years, they're gonna generate way more backlinks because they've been around for ages. And you know what? If you don't have backlinks, you're not gonna get amazing rankings. So what should you do? Well, I have a simple tactic that'll help you generate backlinks. Go take your competitors' URLs. Go put them in Ahrefs. Go see who links to their most popular articles. Go take their articles that are informational based and step-by-step like lists and how-tos, and go create infographics from them. You can use tools like Infogram, or you can use Canva to create your own infographics. When you're using these tools, what will happen is you can create your own fancy infographic, and as you're creating the infographic with their tips, of course you want to cite them at the bottom of the infographic saying like, hey, data and source provided by X, Y, and Z site. And you put your logo at the bottom, what you'll find is you can then hit up each and every single of those websites that link to your competitors and ask them for a link. If you do this for all of your competitors' most popular blog posts, you can do really well and generate a ton of backlinks and get more rankings. And that page on your site that has that infographic, make sure you include a paragraph above it and a paragraph below it, so that way you have text on the page, so that way Google does rank it. And what you want to do is you want to make sure your infographics are as beautiful as possible. If they're ugly, no one's going to embed it on their site. Don't use crazy neon colors or anything like that. It has to be simple. The story has to be easy to follow along. It has to be more visual than text-based. As long as you follow that along, you will do well and generate links and start ranking really high. And what you'll notice is your infographic pages may not rank as high as you want, but your whole site will rank higher because you've just built up a ton of domain authority.
Amazing guest, Jeremy Jones, Director of Foundation Room Sales of the House of Blues. Thank you so much, Jeremy. Really, really, really appreciate it. Again, see me on July the 10th at Improving from 7 to 9 p.m. I'm doing a presentation. See how I can use SEO hacks to not look like one of the Three Stooges. Hope all of you guys have a great, wonderful weekend. Get a hold of Jeremy Jones at livenation.com for your George Strait tribute tickets for tonight, this Friday night, right now. Get a hold of him. Email him. Get tickets for the show. There's 10 tickets. That's it. After that, we're done. So anyway, we're out. See you. Bye. Thank you.
Hi, and welcome to the Julie Says So Movie Minute, where I give abbreviated reviews of all the biggest new films opening each week. I'll also tell you what the top 5 movies currently out are and hook you up with some free movie passes. We'll wrap everything up with the hottest new trailer of the week, so let's get started with Ant-Man and the Wasp.
I just have one question. When Cap needed help, if I'd asked you, would you have come?
I guess we'll never know. But if you had, you'd have never been caught.
Paul Rudd is back and just as freaking cute as ever. Evangeline Lilly is suited up as the Wasp, and together they plan to save her mom from the quantum realm. Where? Yeah, don't worry about it. There's all kinds of quantum physics jargon that you won't be able to keep up with, but you'll have too much fun to care. There's also a villain named Ghost who's kind of lame, but Michael Pena makes up for it by being so funny. We needed a lighthearted Marvel flick after Infinity War, so I'm giving Ant-Man and the Wasp a B+. And listen, there are 2 scenes in the credits, but the first one is a doozy, so don't even try to go to the bathroom. Also out this week is Whitney, the documentary about Whitney Houston.
You must have known about the drug use.
I never knew there was any addiction.
We thought we knew everything about her life, like her drug addiction and that weird marriage to Bobby Brown, but we didn't. This movie feels like Breaking Bad, The Sopranos, and Sid and Nancy all crammed into one film. And it's about Whitney Houston's actual life. Plus, you get the benefit of hearing her sing during the good years, which will give you goosebumps all over again. So I'm giving Whitney an A+. You can find more reviews and free movie passes on my website, juliesaysso.com. While you're there, take a look at my mommy movie reviews to read about those PG-13 films your kids are begging to see. If you're looking for a flick over the 4th of July holiday, check out my top 5 movies to see now before heading to the theater. Number 5 this week is Whitney, even though it's gonna make you feel guilty about laughing at all those SNL sketches about her. Number 4 is Won't You Be My Neighbor, because Mr. Rogers doesn't think you're a horrible human being. Yeah, I bet he didn't laugh at all those Whitney Houston sketches though. Number 3 is Incredibles 2, because your kids will want to see a movie and you can't take them to see Deadpool 2. Unless you can take them to see Deadpool 2, then great, because that's my number 2 this week. And why not? Kids love profanity. And number 1 this week is Ant-Man and the Wasp, just so you can see why everybody is giggling about the Wasp costume. Come on, you see it, don't you? Okay, maybe it's better if we turn it upside down. Remember, you never had to pay money for a bad movie again. Just find comprehensive movie reviews and free movie passes on my website. Or follow me on social media, on Facebook, on Twitter, and Instagram. And subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can find all of those links and more on my website at juliesaysso.com. And the hottest trailer this week is for The Predator because, yeah, they went ahead and made another one. But now the predators have evolved, taking all the best DNA from other species, so yeah, they're gonna kill us all. Probably a good thing too. The Predator isn't expected to be in theaters until September 14th, but when it does, you'll probably find free passes to see it at juliesaysso.com. I'm Julie Fisk, and that's your Movie Minute.
Do you know what my job description is? I'm in acquisitions. I look up and I catch what falls out of the sky.
What's on the ship?
Tell me about the mission. Did you see anything unusual?
It's above our pay grade. Do I get a cookie now?
Look, I get it. Something went down in Mexico. Nobody wants any witnesses.
We need to know if you and your men pose a threat.
We're Rangers.
Hey, Baxley, if your mom's vagina were a video game, it'd be rated E for everyone.
Isn't posing a threat kind of the fucking point?
Predators just don't sit around making hats out of rib cages. They conquered space. But that's not what's on the horizon.
Should I be worried? Riley.
I think you know what is on the ship. ultimate predators.
Light him up!
We may die.
We're still here. So come and get us, motherfucker.